Mohan, it's very nice to see you here and, be able to have a few minutes of your time to talk to us about yourself. That's what we're going to do today. And how your journey has been bringing you as a CEO of 1Cell.ai. So we are very honored to have you here. And as a member of the team, I also very excited to learn about everything that's going. So I think the first question I want to ask you is really more, or if you can share kind of your journey from where you started, your education, but more importantly, and how did you get into this um, exciting, also taking a chance, challenging role that you have had all this years, Paige?
Thank you, Malini. It's good to be here. It's been a great journey that started in a little village with no electricity, no nothing, no TV, but 4 decades transiting the geographical borders, going from a small village to a bigger village, bigger town, etc. That was driven by my father's vision of education, and we benefited immensely from there. By education, I am an electrical engineer and a computer scientist. Started my career with Intel and HP. And necessity becomes the mother of invention. When I was working on managing large complex projects that were spanning across multiple countries, multiple continents, we didn't have tools to manage them effectively. And when you spot a hole in the market, and when you are in Silicon Valley, a bug bit me and my entrepreneur journey started. In about a decade or so, I had three companies. And after the exit, one of my dear friends suffered through cancer, and I firsthand witnessed the agonies and the pains. And that's when I decided, when I met some folks at Stanford, to switch from a tech entrepreneur journey to medical technology, and a company called Biomedgene, which pioneered in digital pathology, like got started.
So that's a very awesome and touching story, and to sure, humble beginnings has taken you really, places for sure. And I think that's exciting. And more than exciting, I think it's very inspirational and aspiration. It's both at the same time. So I think the next kind of follow-up is, how did you transform 1Cell AI? I see that you moved from your engineering entrepreneurship to more biological, something that's disease, more meaningful to mankind, which is very fantastic. There are so many technologies and there are so many companies and so many people you can talk to. What is it about the 1Cell that really drew your attention to kind of gravitate?
I think it goes back a little while. Out of Caltech, there was a company that got spun out called Filtine. After Biomedgene was acquired by Roche, the founder of that company approached me and wanted me to take on the CEO role. So I studied the single cell or CTC at that time, and I came to the conclusion that it was not quite mature, the sensitivity, the specificity, and that sort of stuff. So I didn't pursue that. Instead, I did something else. But it had already registered in my mind, and I kept, sort of up to date as to where that was going. Along the way, what was interesting was that immuno-oncology became quite popular in this mid-teen space, area. And Sean Parker, one of the first president, had started an institute called Parker Institute with the goal of applying data techniques to accelerate the translation research in immuno-oncology. Similar story, they had some issues on the personal front that got me interested in cancer. And the hypothesis was the future of cancer will be better managed by immunocancer therapy. And the immunocancer therapy it's difficult to just do with the single omics. So there's some clear emerging trends that came about, and his hypothesis got developed that instead of a single omics, multi-omics would be the way to go. And other thing was tissue being an issue, liquid biopsy is the way to go. And NGS, the third emerging trend that's very clear is from bulk sequencing, you need to go into more on a single cell. So it's almost like a perfect storm. You have tissue to liquid biopsy, from single omics to multi-omics, and from bulk sequencing to single cell sequencing. And coincidentally, our other co-founder, Dr. Jayant and Aravindan, were working on the CTCs. And Dr. Gowhar found them at one of the conferences, and they approached me for an investment. And I told them my sort of past experience of CTCs, and I said that CTC 1.0, where you capture and you count, and that's the end point, is not very interesting. But I challenged them that if you could isolate the captured cell without fixing it, then there is a real opportunity here. And I think that's how OneCell was born. They had the expertise in capturing, but they didn't have a way to isolate. We challenged them. And the multi-omics that we are doing along with Parker Institute and half a dozen universities, so Stanford, UCLA, UCSF, Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson, and UPenn. So we knew the analysis of multi-omics very well. Indx.ai, the company that Dr. Gowhar and I, had started, had that expertise. Missing piece was our ability to get, from a liquid sample, an isolated single cell, and connecting those dots, all the things came about, and that's how we got OneCell started.
The fantastic story. And more than anything, it seems like there's a confluence of great minds, great technology, and then the willingness and the collaborative nature of everyone, right? So One Cell, as most of your audience can check it out on our website with on the POCO co-founders, and that's what Mohan just described is how all the four of them got together. It just started out very simply, but really evolved to where we are right now. So my next question for you, Mohan, would be, you are a visionary. Obviously, when you talked about your initial from you were in the village, started your education, there are you in Silicon Valley, and as a very successful entrepreneur. What is your vision for OneCell going forward? What could you say 5 years from now, 5 to 10 years from now, would be the break? It would just be it would be the leader, not just in what is this today, which is cell biopsy and true single cell multi-omics. But there does it need to be, or what does need to be done in order to make that mark over all the companies that exist?
Good question. Science, technology, those are all enablers, right? Ultimately, what we see is that can we help? See, it's pretty clear the future of cancer management has to be hyper-personalized precision oncology at the individual level. We know that. There's a lot of technology pieces, science evolving, that's also very clear. But what's still missing is packaging all the pieces together and providing a very simpler enablement so that every oncologist in every hospital, in every corner of the world should make precision oncology is the only practice. And the flip side of it is that no patient should be left behind because it is very expensive. So our vision is to democratize precision oncology, making it easily accessible, actionable, of course, and affordable, so that this becomes a standard of care. And so in future, I almost envision that you can just drop the name precision, and oncology is nothing but a precision oncology. That's our dream.
You don't need the combination of the two words. The precision means a directly targeted oncology. So I guess along those lines, I want to ask you, I could, about your dream of what you want to achieve, especially in countries which are developing countries, including India and other parts of the world. What is it you shared that I would like for you to share with the audience? What's your vision? What's your dreams? What do you really?
Good question again. Some of us, our wallets are in United States, but our hearts are still in India. And I, for one, the journey of my village arm to Bay Area, and a lot of people have done that, but can I turn that one-way street into a two-way? What can I do so that the innovation in Silicon Valley can make a difference in the lives of those people where I was born and brought up? The same way I think of bench to bedside. And we often forget that unless we capture the intelligence at the bedside back to the bench, better products and better technologies will not happen.
Very much.
Yeah. So ruthless pursuit of innovation and ruthless pursuit of innovation for affordability, that is in our DNA. I would like to pursue that, and one day I should be able to proudly say that whatever I did throughout our lives, and in Silicon Valley, that technology now will and can make a difference in the lives of the people where I came from. That would be my dream.
That's fantastic. And I know you all said that your goal is to reach 1 million patients, cancer patients in India. And I think, that's something that we're really striving towards. The company and every individual in the company is very diligently and working towards that goal. Not only, I think we should take it one step further. And I hope, I'll fully agree, not only in India, but we should start becoming a household name in many other countries in the Asian subcontinent because of the simple fact that affordability is the major issue. In the larger countries, in the well-developed countries, in the well-to-do countries, that's not so much of the issue, but in the Asian subcontinent, that is the issue. So,
Well, cancer is a global problem.
exactly.
We have to do across the countries and around the world. So our goal is to at least reach out to 100 countries and 1,000 hospitals and at least 10,000 oncologists and 1 million cancer patients.
So that's a fantastic goal. And I think that will be achieved. Knowing, again, our CEO, Mohan Uttarwar, to OneCell.ai, if that's his dream, he's going to make it reality. He's done this all these years. So that's just going to happen. So we hope, all of you would reach out to OneCell.ai for any questions you have in partnerships, collaborations, and any type of intervention, because you've got a fantastic set of scientists, bioinformaticians, and people who are willing to share their knowledge to help cancer patients. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.